Seek discomfort to get ahead in life. This will be the talking I will be talking about in this video. Hi everybody, my name is Tasin Siddiqui and I'm an expat living in Germany, and I work for one of the largest British telecommunications companies here in Germany. If you would like to know more about my professional experience, please do consider following me on LinkedIn. Alright, so let's start this video. You should enjoy being uncomfortable. That is what I would be talking about in this video, and why I say so is because this one feeling, this feeling of discomfort, of pain, endurance, this is very necessary to get ahead in life. Okay, the human tendency is to be lazy. Okay, we tend to lie around, waste time, fool around. Yeah, but and that kind of made sense from an evolutionary perspective. Okay, because if we were always you know spending energy, we would be dead in the wild. Okay, in the jungle it made sense to have food and then conserve all the energy, so that later on you can go again for hunting. And yeah, that was life back in the old days when we were like chimps. But we're not chimps anymore. Okay, yeah, but we still tend to be lazy like animals. We still live as if we're living in jungles. Okay, and yeah, this is not to put you down. I'm guilty of that as well, of being lazy, but it is because of our reptilian brain. Okay, our hind brain, which seeks comfort. Okay, but then the one thing that you and I especially need in life to get ahead is to seek discomfort, to make friends with uncomfortable situations. Okay, we developed this rational brain over the years, as I was talking about. And this rational brain, this prefrontal cortex as it is known, is the one which helps us rationalize the pain, seek discomfort, and keep pushing when things get hard. Okay? This is the brain that helps us in being human beings and differentiates us from other our friends such as chimps and other animals in the animal kingdom. And it helps us realize the fact that discomfort in the short term might lead to greater outcomes, greater benefits in the long term. And this is the muscle, this willpower, whatever you want to call it, is exactly what we should be training every day in order to get ahead in life. We should be actively seeking discomfort and enduring that pain and motivating us to get through those dark times. And as a matter of fact, human beings can tolerate a lot of discomfort. Okay, we are designed to endure pain and go through a lot of discomfort. But in this modern society, in this society where things are pushed, and I believe, I might sound like a conspiracy theorist, but I believe there is an agenda to dull us down, to tell it's fine, just be yourself, be easy on yourself, and just go and relax and enjoy life, YOLO, you only live once, and all that stuff. We've all heard that, haven't we? But I think, and I've seen this around all people who are successful, in order to get ahead in life, you have to seek discomfort. You have to make friends with, you know, uncomfortable situations. You have to stretch yourself a bit every day. Not to the point that we become paralyzed, demotivated, and we never recover, but we have to stretch ourselves a little bit every day. Get better than the previous day. The best example is, for example, going to the gym and physical exercises. I talk about that a lot here, and I will be using that example again. So the way that muscles grow is you go to the gym and you break these microfibers, and you know and then what happens is you go home, you eat, you recover, you rest, and you come back stronger. with stronger fibers, and that is how we have this progressive growth. And that is, exactly my analogy will be when it comes to willpower and seeking this ability to become friends, or make friends rather, with discomfort. Okay, because unless you bear that discomfort, your body will not improve, your mind will not improve, and you'll be stuck in your situation, you know forever. There is this one beautiful saying that I like. It goes something like this: nothing changes if nothing changes. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So we have to change something each day. Make friends with uncomfortable situation, embrace that change, go through that pain. And our body, I can I can tell you a little bit about the proof that why I say our body is designed to bear discomfort is because our body, when we go through intense physical activity, or yeah, just for example, physical activity, running, for example, a good workout, at the end of that, we feel really good, because endorphins, these hormones, are released in our brain, which makes us feel good. It makes us feel as if we've achieved something, and that is a signal of our body. That is a reward that our body gives us to tell us that, hey, you know what, you did good, you're good, and in this modern society where cheap dopamine is available via scrolling and you know all kinds of filth, we human beings have to practice. And that's a reminder to me as well. We have to practice in order to rewire our brains and seek discomfort, so that we release those endorphins and we establish new reward circuits in our brains. Because these endorphins are like analgesics, painkillers, and they make us feel really good. And yeah, it's kind of addicting as well once you get used to this good feeling of working out, of running, of enduring pain. And then it will give you benefits in all walks of your life. You can focus on studying, working for long hours, be motivated, and things like that. There is another example that I would like to give. This example of hunger. In this modern society that we live in, we have been told that we should be eating like 3 meals a day. At least that is what I was conditioned. Doctors go around telling us that we should be eating like breakfast and then lunch and dinner. But you know what? This is a new construct. This is a human construct. And I'm not saying that that might necessarily be a bad thing, but we need to question that. Do we really need 3 meals a day every day when we are just sitting idle at home and working a desk job? Yeah. Because you know what? In the olden days, we would go hunting. Yeah, we would hunt the woolly mammoth, and then after hunting, we would have a hearty meal, and then the next day we might not get anything to eat, and the day after we might not again get anything to eat. So we might be you know without food for 2 days, and you know what? The day after that, we might again find something to eat. So we were conditioned for that. Yeah, our body can store a lot of energy in terms of fat and other mechanisms, and I think fasting is a very beautiful mechanism to detoxify our body. Yeah, when you fast, it improves focus, and there are a lot of benefits of fasting. Just look it up. I can make a video on that if you want. Do comment down below. But from physiological to psychological, and all kinds of benefit. For example, you know what? There's something called autophagy that happens in your body when you fast, and it's a mechanism of the body killing the bad cancerous cells. So that's one good thing that happens. Then there's something called ketosis. Yeah, ketosis is when you fast for a prolonged time, then your body starts to tap into your fat reserves and burns fat for energy in terms of carbohydrates. And then you start to look leaner and more chiseled. And that's one of those techniques that a lot of fitness, advanced athletes use to look good. So yeah, I think we should endure a little bit of hunger each day as well. Practice that as well. We don't always have to stuff ourselves to the point that we feel full all the time. So that is one thing you can practice to build your willpower, control a little bit of your hunger. Then I think boredom again is a good example where you can practice to improve your ability to endure discomfort. In this modern age, we want to just entertain ourselves, scroll until we are dead, binge watch, but I think, what, when you sit down and get bored, it helps you address the most important questions in your life. What is your purpose? Where are you heading? Yeah, we all tend to avoid these questions in life, but it is very important to give us direction in life. And you know what, there are also scientific papers on boredom, which have shown that it regulates. It is basically boredom is essential for emotional regulation. Okay, so it helps regulate our emotions and yeah, not just get tight, but rather feel everything and get back to normalcy, because we all have stress in life, and at times a lot of our emotions are unaddressed. So boredom helps us regulate that. So I think that is again one area where we can practice seeking discomfort. Okay, not getting bored all the time. I know I'm you're stuck watching this YouTube video, continue till the end, but after that we can also practice a little bit of reducing screen time. I think that is beneficial. Yeah. And then I think we should also change our tone. Okay, when we are going through discomfort, instead of saying, oh, why do I have to do this, oh man, I gotta work out today, instead of having that tone, should rather change the tone. You should be like, man, I get to do this. I'm so lucky that I have legs, that I can walk, that I can take to the gym and exercise. Okay, this other day I was at the gym, and there was this man who came on a wheelchair. He's pretty regular, and then he works out his upper body to his capacity. And then every time I look at him, I don't feel sorry for him. I don't. I have so much respect for him, and it just makes me question that, am I doing enough? Am I as motivated as him? Yeah. And these are some things that I realize how lucky I am to be able to walk. This body that I have to take care of, that has been given to me by nature, God, whatever you believe in, and I would take care of that. So yeah, change the tone. Always be like, thank God I get to do this. For example, if you have to study a book, read up something, instead of saying, why do I have to read this up, oh man, I'm so bored, say, man, I got books to read, I'm so lucky. There are so many people in this world who do not have access to education and books, and I'm so fortunate to be able to understand and read and yeah, sit down at this moment and study. So change the tone, be aware, a little bit more aware of how you speak to yourself, and just stretch yourself a little bit each day. Yeah, I think that will be beneficial to all of us. And do identify the fact that a little bit of suffering each day, a little bit of discomfort, will reap you benefits, long-term benefits. So keep striving, keep going through a little bit of discomfort, and I hope you liked this video. Please do consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't. Thank you, and with that, I'm out. Bye.